Kelly Clarkson prided herself on keeping her daytime show warm, upbeat, and genuinely welcoming. But that morning, the energy backstage felt different, charged, tense, like static gathering before a storm. And the storm, apparently, came wearing a cowboy hat and a dazzling silver jacket. Shania Twain was scheduled for a full-length interview, a performance, and a fun, lyric swap game. Everything seemed straightforward, until it suddenly wasn't. The producers had been whispering urgently among themselves all morning. Kelly caught fragmented pieces. Shania's team, last-minute change, she's not happy, something about the segment notes. Kelly tried to shake it off. Celebrities were often particular, it was nothing new. But when Shania stepped into the green room, her jaw tight, her phone clenched in her hand like a weapon, the atmosphere shifted from mildly stressful to electrically dangerous. Kelly entered with her usual cheerful stride. "Shania, it's so good to have you here again. The fans are pumped." Shania forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Kelly, can we talk for a minute? Privately." That wasn't usually part of the routine, but Kelly nodded. Inside, the door barely clicked shut before Shania said, "Why didn't anyone tell me you were planning to run that segment about my Vegas residency rumors?" Kelly blinked. "What segment? Is Shania retiring? Slide your producers showed me. I agreed to talk about my new album, not be ambushed with sensational headlines." Kelly's eyebrows shot up. "Shania, I swear I didn't know about that. Let me fix it." But Shania was already shaking her head. For the first time, Kelly noticed the exhaustion in the country icon's eyes, like she'd spent a week fighting fires and had just arrived at the biggest one yet. "We can adjust the questions," Kelly offered. "We don't have to talk about anything you don't want." Shania sighed heavily. "It's not just that. I've had reporters twisting things for months. I came here because you're fair. I just didn't expect this from your team." Kelly felt the sting. "Then trust me, I'll run the interview myself. I won't blindside you." Shania hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, let's get through this." But getting through this turned out to be easier said than done. The cameras rolled. The audience applauded. Kelly gave her trademark smile, the one viewers loved so much they called it sunshine electricity. "Everyone, please welcome the incredible Shania Twain." The crowd erupted. Shania walked out confident, poised, but Kelly could see the lingering tension in her shoulders. They started with safe questions. Her new album, her recent charity concert, her horseback riding accident that went viral online. Shania relaxed a little. Kelly began to feel hopeful. Then a screen behind them unexpectedly lit up with a graphic, "Shania Twain, Final Tour Rumors." Kelly's stomach dropped. Shania's entire body stiffened. A murmur swept through the audience. Kelly whipped her head toward the control booth, her microphone still live. "Cut that. Take it down. Now." The graphic disappeared instantly, but the damage was already done. Shania looked at Kelly, hurt, furious, betrayed. "Kelly," she said, her voice trembling but controlled, "we talked about this." "We did," Kelly said urgently. "And I meant what I said. I didn't approve that. This wasn't supposed to happen." Audience members leaned forward, sensing drama. Kelly could almost hear the producers panicking behind the glass. Shania took a steadying breath. "I've been dealing with this for months. Every headline saying I'm retiring, quitting, breaking down, none of it is true. And I came here trusting this would be a space where I wouldn't be exploited." Kelly reached out a hand. "Shania, I'm so sorry." But Shania stood up. Live, mid-interview. "I think I should go," she said quietly. The audience gasped. Kelly also stood, following her instinct. "Shania, please, don't go. Let me fix this, on air. Let me defend you." But Shania shook her head. "It's not about you, Kelly. I know your heart. But your team, they crossed a line I can't ignore." The audience was silent now, stunned. Kelly's expression flickered between embarrassment and anger, though not at Shania. "Let me walk you backstage," Kelly offered, her voice low. Shania hesitated, then gave a small nod. Together, they walked off camera, mics still faintly picking up their voices. The audience whispered. The crew froze. The stage manager mouthed frantic instructions to cut to commercial. Shania's boots clicked sharply as they headed down the hallway. "I shouldn't have come," she muttered. "This was a mistake." Kelly shook her head. "No. My team messed up, and I'm going to address it. On air. Properly." Shania didn't reply. At the dressing room door, she stopped. I'm sorry for walking out. But I need to protect my peace. Kelly touched her arm gently. I get it, truly. Shania exhaled shakily and stepped inside. Kelly remained outside, the weight of the moment sinking into her chest. She had a live audience waiting, producers freaking out, and millions of viewers who had just witnessed something explosive. And she had a decision to make. What Kelly did next would change the entire narrative. Back in the studio, the commercial break had barely started when producers swarmed Kelly like bees around a hive on fire. Kelly, we need to fill the next segment. We can replay yesterday's performance. Should we issue an immediate apology? Kelly raised one hand, silencing all of them. Her jaw was set, her eyes sharper than usual. Nobody touches anything. I'll handle it. The producers exchanged uneasy looks. They knew that tone. Kelly Clarkson, sweet, bubbly, endlessly patient, was officially done. When the stage manager counted down the final 10 seconds of the break, Kelly inhaled deeply. She wasn't just returning from commercial, she was stepping into a storm she had no intention of avoiding. The cameras switched back on. Kelly stood at center stage, alone. No smile, no cue cards, no rehearsed lines. Welcome back, she began, her voice steady but heavy. Before we continue, I want to talk about what just happened. The audience murmured, leaning forward. Shania Twain is a legend, Kelly continued. She came here today trusting that she'd be treated with respect, and that trust was broken. Not by her, not even by me, but by a miscommunication behind the scenes that never should have happened. Behind the cameras, her producers stiffened. Kelly continued anyway. A segment aired that Shania explicitly asked us not to run. That wasn't her fault, and it certainly wasn't mine. But it happened, and I take responsibility for what happens on my stage. The audience clapped softly, sympathetically. Kelly nodded. I want to be very clear. Shania Twain is not retiring, she is not quitting, and she was absolutely blindsided. She deserved better from us. The applause grew louder. Some audience members stood. Kelly didn't smile. Not yet. For now, she said, we'll give Shania the space she needs. And I'm going to speak with her privately to make things right. But the rest of today's show, we're going to continue with honesty, heart, and a little bit of humility. The band struck a light transition chord, but the energy in the room remained heavy, electric, buzzing. Meanwhile, backstage, Shania sat in her dressing room staring at the floor, arms crossed tightly. Her manager hovered nearby, unsure whether to speak. You okay? He finally asked. She let out a strained laugh. Do I look okay? He didn't answer. Shania sighed, rubbing her temples. I didn't want drama. I just wanted a straightforward interview. But the graphic, I know. She clenched her jaw. It brought back everything I've been trying to move past. The headlines, the rumors, people deciding my career for me. A soft knock interrupted them. Shania, Kelly's voice called. Can I come in? Shania hesitated. Her manager whispered, you don't have to. But Shania nodded. Let her in. The door opened quietly. Kelly stepped inside, closing it behind her. No cameras, no producers, just two women who had built their reputations on authenticity. Shania looked up, expecting excuses. Instead, Kelly said, I fired the segment producer. Shania blinked. What? He approved the graphic after you said no. And then he pushed it live without telling me. Kelly exhaled. I can't have that kind of disrespect on my show. Shania's shoulders softened slightly. Kelly, I'm sorry I walked off. I wasn't trying to embarrass you. You didn't, Kelly said firmly. Honestly, I'm glad you stood up for yourself. I would have done the same. For the first time since arriving that morning, Shania smiled faintly. Kelly took a step closer. Look, I don't want this to be the story. I don't want people twisting it into some fight between us. Because we're good, right? Shania nodded. We're good. Kelly brightened. If you're up for it, would you want to come back out? Not for an interview. Just to say a few words so people don't start creating conspiracy theories. Shania hesitated. I don't know, I don't want to fuel the drama. Kelly grinned. On my show, drama dies quick, but truth lives longer. Shania laughed. Okay, let's do it. The stage manager signaled the audience. We're back in 5, 4, 3. The lights rose. Kelly stepped forward. "Everyone," she announced, "I'd like to welcome someone back." Shania walked out to a thunderous standing ovation. She waved modestly, then joined Kelly center stage. "I just want to say," Shania began, her voice warm but steady, "I walked out earlier because I felt overwhelmed and blindsided. But Kelly has been nothing but respectful. This wasn't her doing, and I want that to be clear." The crowd cheered louder. Kelly nodded gratefully. Shania continued, "I'm not retiring. I'm not quitting. I'm still here, still singing, still loving music. But I'm also human. And sometimes humans reach a limit." Kelly added with a playful grin, "Been there. Have the t-shirt." The room erupted in laughter, tension melting instantly. Shania squeezed Kelly's hand. "Thanks for understanding. Always," Kelly replied. The band kicked in. The energy lifted. The storm had passed. But little did they know, the internet storm was just beginning. Blogs, headlines, clips, memes, debates, and one question trending worldwide.